Good morning, Bubus.
Morning, Bubus.
How's everyone doing today? It's Tuesday morning. It's another sunny day. And yeah, we're very excited to be here with you and get this day started. So, quick reminder about the eBay promo that we have going on right now. We are currently in eBay jail. They are limiting the views of our listings, even though we're going and working hard, going out and finding the good stuff, putting it on the internet. eBay has decided that we have messed up just one too many times. We're sorry. And therefore, they're punishing us a little bit. So in order to help us out, the best thing you can do is to go directly to our eBay store. The link is in the description below. And use the promo code MORNINGBUBU, all one word, MORNINGBUBU, to get 20% off your entire order off of our eBay store. The coupon is limited to one-time use per person or per eBay account, and it's valid until July 20th. So please hit up the store and check out what we got. And speaking of stuff that we have in the store, I don't know if you guys have noticed the little pattern going on here. The vertical stripes, both vintage shirts, both Minnie and I are wearing them. We wanted to do this today because yesterday while I was outsourcing, I found this awesome vintage Nautica shirt. Check out, I'm gonna get up a little closer to the camera so you can see, but just like the bold stripes, the colors, the green, red, and the white, and the fabric on this are just insane. Really nice. And we were super hyped on it, so as soon as we finished listing it yesterday, we put it away, and I was like, you know what? Nah, I need to shoot some content with this, so here it is in all of its glory for you guys to see. So, you know, a little bit about Nautica if you guys aren't familiar. So Nautica is a brand that I grew up with, you know, back in the 90s. Here I am aging myself. So I was a young child during the 90s, and one of my earliest memories of Nautica is there was these kids that I went to church with. They were brothers, Paul and John, and I remember their mom used to dress them in Nautica, and
cute.
It was if you can just picture just like short, chubby little Korean kids running around getting all sweaty at church in their like Nautica shirts and, you know, khakis and whatnot. It was really funny. But so, you know, that's my first recollection of like the brand. But if you talk about what it is that the brand is known for, so like I said before, like in the 80s and 90s, it was really popular, and it's kind of like a similar brand to Polo, to Ralph Lauren, in that it's kind of like lifestyle, aspirational, and you know, you can, for the price of a shirt, you can kind of pretend like you are a yacht owner. So it's kind of like yacht club standard, but you know, so that was like the origin. But as everything in the world, like everyone has their own take on it, right? And just like with Ralph Lauren, you saw like a huge pickup of Nautica in the hip hop and streetwear scenes, and nowadays, you know, Gen Z, they're super into Nautica for the like vintage Nautica for the like the dad style, like vertical stripes and the like bigger relaxed fit. What's the word I'm looking for? Like oversized.
Oversized, yeah.
Yeah. So these shirts are really cool, and you know, this one in particular that I have on, we have it listed on our store. If you like the shirt, go ahead to our store and check it out. Use that promo code, and hey, feel free to even shoot us an offer. We listed this one like on the higher end of what it was, like what it is that we would typically price our shirts at. But again, that just speaks to the shirt's quality, and you know, we're not selling things at a super high cost if we don't think that it's worth it. But you know, going back to like what it is that makes this shirt worth picking up and buying, you know, I don't want you guys to get into the thought or get into the trap that you have to wear specifically like Nautica branded things in order to be following the trend. Minnie, I wanted to ask you your thoughts on like following trends versus like the underlying like concept of the trend. So like some of the words we used, like oversized, like concepts are more timeless, whereas trends are more like of the time. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
And like, can you think of anything about this shirt or the type of style that this shirt represents, or like what you're wearing? Like, what are the things that stand out to you about it that make it a more timeless piece that, you know, makes it valuable today, even though it came out back in like the 80s and 90s?
Right. So you're taking a vertical line, a bunch of vertical lines, which are stripes, and it's just a classic shape, right? Or line, or like a pattern. And, you know, a lot of people wear horizontal stripes, but I think there's something about the vertical stripe that is like elongating. And I think both of our shirts, I want to say, are from probably the 90s.
Yeah.
This one is by this brand called Natural Issue. They're a brand that we carry a lot of shirts from, and in like linen, silks, and cottons. And they all kind of have, this one is a little bit different from the other ones that we have in that I feel like these vertical lines are just a little bit more preppy in a way.
Yeah, that's definitely a word that I forgot to use before.
Yeah. And so something like either shirt, like especially this shirt, you could wear in a very preppy style, in the, you know, same vein as like Tom Brown, or even, you know, like you said, Ralph Lauren, even like old school, I want to say like Abercrombie and Fitch, and a bunch of brands I'm probably forgetting right now. You can wear it, you know, with like chinos, you know, a loafer in that way, summer or fall or winter. But then you can also, if you wanted to wear more street style, you could wear this with, you know, more oversized bottoms, whether that it's like a nylon pant with a t-shirt, or like a baggier jean.
Absolutely.
It could be styled in so many ways.
Right.
Yeah. Did I answer the question? I don't know if...
No, I think you nailed it. Sorry, that was kind of like a nebulous weird question, but I think you hit the point that I wanted you to hit, which was that, again, like the piece of clothing and the way, the brand that it comes from and the way that it looks doesn't necessarily pigeonhole you into only wearing it in one specific context. I think this is very related to the way that I think about my jujitsu even. But like the overall concept, I think, is more important and valuable and timeless than the specific piece of clothing or the specific trend.
Right. So that's why your personal style and having that down is really important, because trends do come and go. And it's fun to participate in trends. There are fun elements, but when you do have your personal style, and it doesn't mean you have to. It's easier to play around with trends, because you can just add a little element of it into, you know, what you already wear in your style, and those are fun ways to play with it. But I feel like people do kind of get caught up in, oh my gosh, like this is the trend, I have to buy all these new things to buy the trend, when really you don't have to. You can if you want to, but I think when you are too trend forward, it gets kind of, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, absolutely. And, you know, that's another thing about focusing on the underlying concepts within the trend as opposed to the specificities of the trend itself, is if you are chasing the specific, like, brand or, like, the very specific things about the trend, because I think... let me finish this out. Like, you run a risk of always being chasing the next thing, as opposed to building a wardrobe more thoughtfully and more aligned to you based on the underlying concepts that are in the trends. Eventually, what you'll find, and I think this is something that we're finding, you know, as we approach middle age, which is that the stuff that you already have in your closet that you've, you know, accumulated as the trends that you've lived through have gone by, as the trends come back around, like, you're going to have a lot of the things that are quote unquote trendy again, because of the fact that you have built this for your life, as opposed to, again, just going out and chasing the things. Like, I mean, there's strategies. You're allowed to do whatever you want. If you want to be a hype beast, then just go after, buy all the things that are super popular and, you know, only the brands that people are talking about or would recognize. You are more than welcome to do so. It's just that when that trend dies, as it inevitably will, if you haven't built up your wardrobe in such a way that it can carry you forward to when the next trend is coming, you're just going to find yourself throwing all that stuff away, or even worse, just hoarding it, and going out and having to buy all new things just to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing that I think we're about is, again, we're more about building your own personal style using guidelines and concepts and underlying themes, as opposed to, again, just going out and trying to find the cutest item, based on one specific person's perspective.
Yeah.
But anyway, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about or cover? Let me check the show notes, see if there's anything we wanted to touch. No, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
But so before we sign off, real quick reminder about the promo code on eBay. Please check out our eBay store. I'll put the link in the description below, but again, if you just go to Bubus or go to eBay and search for Bubus Future in the search bar, it should pop up as well. But use the promo code MorningBubu and get 20% off your order from our eBay store. And you can find cool stuff like this shirt and this shirt and other shirts and other things that will help make your life better by virtue of helping you be more you. So with that being said, thank you very much for joining us, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.